This podcast is based on an interview with Nancy Harhut, the author of Using Behavioral Science in Marketing, Draft Customer Action and Loyalty by Prompting Instinctive Responses. Today, we delve deep into how behavioral science can transform your marketing strategies, especially if you're a solo entrepreneur or running a small business. Nancy Harhut is the co-founder and chief creative officer at HBT Marketing, a consultancy that specializes in applying behavioral techniques to marketing. She brings a wealth of knowledge on how to make your marketing efforts not just effective, but also scientifically sound. First, let's talk about the premise of Nancy's book. It's aimed at marketers, yes, but it's also incredibly useful for anyone who finds themselves responsible for marketing, even if that's not their main job. Nancy points out that there are marketers and then there are people who are just doing marketing as part of their many responsibilities. This book is for both groups. It provides actionable insights that can help you increase engagement and response from your audience. One of the biggest takeaways from our conversation is that understanding behavioral science isn't about mind control. It's about knowing how to influence decisions in a way that feels natural and respectful to your audience. Nancy emphasizes that while you can't force someone to do something they don't want to do, you can create an environment that nudges them toward a decision that is beneficial for both parties. For small business owners and freelancers, this is crucial. You might not have the big budgets that larger companies do, but you can still apply these principles effectively. For example, Nancy mentions the importance of knowing how people make decisions. By understanding the psychological factors that influence your customers' choices, you can tailor your marketing messages to resonate with them more deeply. One specific example discussed was the concept of loss aversion, which suggests that people are more motivated to avoid losses than to acquire equivalent gains. For instance, instead of saying, get a discount of $50, you might say, avoid paying an extra $50. This subtle shift in language can make a significant difference in how your message is received. Another fascinating point brought up in our discussion is the rhyme as reason effect. This principle suggests that people are more likely to believe statements that rhyme. For example, saying, the quicker picker-upper can be more persuasive than simply stating, it works quickly. As small business owners, think about how you can integrate rhyming phrases into your marketing copy to enhance memorability and trust. Nancy also sheds light on practical applications of behavioral insights, particularly the Zeigarnik effect, which suggests that people remember unfinished tasks better than completed ones. This can be leveraged in email marketing by creating a sense of urgency or incomplete action. For instance, a simple nudge like, don't miss out on completing your purchase can remind customers of what they left behind and encourage them to return. Additionally, the concept of temporal landmarks is essential for small business marketing. Nancy explains that significant dates, like birthdays or anniversaries, act as fresh starts for individuals. This is a prime opportunity for marketers. For example, if you know a customer's birthday is approaching, sending them a special offer can tap into their fresh start mentality, making them more likely to engage with your brand. As we dive deeper into behavioral science, it's also essential to measure the effectiveness of these strategies. Nancy shares some methods to test your marketing efforts, such as A/B testing different messages or offers to see which one resonates more with your audience. This can be a game changer for small businesses with limited resources. Understanding that not every strategy will work every time is crucial. It's about being adaptable and willing to experiment. If something doesn't work, analyze why and try something new. Behavioral science gives you a framework for understanding what might resonate better with your audience. In conclusion, applying behavioral science to your marketing doesn't require a massive budget or a large team. With a few key principles and a willingness to experiment, you can craft messages that not only attract but also retain customers. Whether you're an indie hacker, a solo freelancer, or a small business owner, these insights can help you create a more engaging and effective marketing strategy. Join me next week as we continue this conversation and explore more about how behavioral science can empower your business endeavors. Until then, remember to keep experimenting and stay curious about how behavioral insights can transform your approach to marketing. As we continue our conversation with Nancy Harhut, we delve into the fascinating idea of temporal landmarks and how they can significantly influence consumer behavior. These moments in time, like birthdays, anniversaries, or even the start of a new year, are when people often feel more empowered and open to making changes. For small business owners or freelancers, understanding these moments can be a game changer. Nancy shared a brilliant example from her work with AARP, where they sent out birthday emails not just to celebrate, but to encourage members to start a new, healthy walking routine. This strategy taps into the fresh start mentality that many people experience on their birthdays. Imagine utilizing this concept in your own marketing. You could send a special offer or reminder to customers on their birthdays, nudging them towards making a purchase or engaging with your services. The concept of 9-enders is another intriguing insight Nancy discussed. Research shows that people are more likely to make significant life changes at ages that end in 9. For instance, someone might be more inclined to run a marathon when they're 29 rather than 30. This idea resonates particularly well with marketers. When crafting campaigns, consider highlighting milestones or significant moments that align with this phenomenon. It could provide that extra push needed for customers to take action. Now, let's talk about defaults and choice architecture. Nancy highlighted Adele's insistence on having her album played in the intended order on Spotify, which reinforces the importance of how options are presented to consumers. As small business owners, you can leverage this principle by ensuring your offerings are presented in a way that guides customers toward the best choices. For example, if you're offering a service package, think about how you can structure the options to make the most beneficial choice the default. This could mean highlighting the most popular package or the one that provides the best value. By doing this, you're not just presenting choices, you're effectively guiding your customers toward the decision that aligns with their needs, which can lead to better sales outcomes. As we wrap up our discussion, it's essential to reflect on the broader implications of behavioral science in marketing. Nancy pointed out that while many larger companies are beginning to integrate behavioral insights into their strategies, there's a significant opportunity for smaller businesses to do the same. You don't need a massive budget to apply these principles. With creativity and a willingness to experiment, you can make a substantial impact. Consider starting small. Experiment with 1 or 2 behavioral principles in your next marketing campaign. Test the efficacy of different messaging strategies, such as loss aversion or the reciprocity principle, which Nancy also touched upon. For instance, if you're trying to re-engage lapsed customers, why not send them a small gift or a personalized note? This simple act can create goodwill and increase the likelihood that they will return. In conclusion, the insights shared by Nancy Harhut provide valuable tools for any small business owner or freelancer looking to enhance their marketing efforts. By understanding the nuances of human behavior, you can craft messages that resonate more deeply, engage your audience effectively, and ultimately drive customer loyalty. As you embark on your next marketing endeavor, keep these principles in mind. Remember, it's not just about selling. It's about creating connections and understanding the psychological factors that influence decisions. Thank you for joining me in this insightful conversation today. I hope you feel inspired to apply some of these behavioral science techniques in your own business. If you enjoyed this episode, please consider leaving a rating or review. Share your thoughts with me on social media, and let's keep this conversation going. Until next time, keep experimenting, stay curious, and watch how behavioral insights can transform your marketing strategies.